Welcome back to Golf Extra. When news of the LIV-PGA merger broke back in early June, it seemed like a done deal, and players and executives alike responded as such. In the week since, nearly all of the media speculation has centered around how the newly formed merged entity will look in the future, which makes the assumption that the deal is done. You might be surprised to know that, despite the presence of an agreement between the PGA Tour and the PIF, the deal is far from done, and the recent chatter around the deal is only adding fuel to the fire. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now, let's get right into why the PGA Tour and LIV Golf don't actually have a done deal yet. When the merger deal was announced between the LIV Golf and the PGA Tour, it was touted as a transformational partnership by Jay Monahan and the rest of the PGA Tour brass. Just take his statement in the official press release, which read, "After 2 years of disruption and distraction, this is a historic day for the game we all know and love. This transformational partnership recognizes the immeasurable strength of the PGA Tour's history, legacy, and pro-competitive model, and combines with it the DP World Tour and LIV, including the team golf concept, to create an organization that will benefit golf's players, commercial and charitable partners, and fans. Going forward, fans can be confident that we will collectively deliver on the promise we've always made to promote competition of the best in professional golf, and that we are committed to securing and driving the game's future." Wasn't just rainbows and sunshine on the PGA side either. PIF Governor Yasser al-Rumayyan, the effective head of LIV Golf, seemed to have nothing but good things to say about the merger, saying, "Today is a very exciting day for this special game and the people it touches around the world. We are proud to partner with the PGA Tour to leverage PIF's unparalleled success and track record of unlocking value and bringing innovation and global best practices to business and sectors worldwide. We are committed to unifying, promoting, and growing the game of golf around the world and offering the highest quality product to the many millions of longtime fans globally while cultivating new fans." However, the announcement of the deal inevitably produced a negative response from many in the golf world. After all, these are two entities who had gone through a protracted battle both in the media and in the legal arena, slinging insult after insult against each other, and now they were suddenly putting that all behind them to merge? The PGA Tour drew an especially negative critical response, given that they seemed to have held moral high ground throughout the struggle and seemed to be carrying positive momentum through this golf season. However, after the sunny verbiage of the initial press release, Monahan's tone shifted in his comments to reporters following the deal announcement, where he said that the deal was a necessity to avoid being overtaken by LIV and their Saudi-based backers. In part, Monahan said, "We cannot compete with a foreign government with unlimited money. This was the time. We waited to be in the strongest possible position to get this deal in place." However, even the PGA Tour's communications department didn't agree with this assertion, pushing back on their own commissioner's comments in their own statement to the press, which read, "To characterize that this agreement was made due to litigation costs and other use of reverses is an oversimplification. With the end of the fractured landscape in the world of men's professional golf, the PGA Tour has never been a more valuable property. The Public Investment Fund, PIF, has recognized that value and the opportunity for return on investment with their investment in the tour. Additionally, this transaction will make professional golf more competitive with other professional sports and sports leagues." You can already see that the tone is shifting in their comments. After all, public opinion is a strong force in any business deal. Just wait, though. The comments get even more ominous. In a statement issued on June 27th, approximately 3 weeks after the initial merger announcement, the PGA Tour board issued a statement surrounding the deal in which they said that management, with input from our player directors, has now begun a new phase of negotiations to determine if the tour can reach a definitive agreement that is in the best interest of our players, fans, sponsors, partners, and the game overall. They also added a keynote that started to sow the seeds of doubt in the minds of golf analysts and fans alike, saying, "If future negotiations lead to a proposed agreement, it would need approval by the tour's policy board, which includes player directors. In the meantime, we are all committed to the safeguards in the framework agreement that ensure the PGA Tour would lead and maintain control of this new potential commercial entity." This is a very important point. After all, major PGA Tour players like Rory McIlroy have been far from supportive of the agreement from the very start. The shaky nature of the framework agreement continued to leak out in Senate-led hearings in the last couple of weeks, in which PGA Tour board member Jimmy Dunn, a key figure in the deal with the PIF, doubled down on what had been speculated. The framework agreement was not the same as a definitive merger deal. Dunn said, in part, the framework agreement, although critical for ending the litigation, is very limited in scope. This has been widely misreported, and I think we at the Tour clearly did not do a good enough job explaining that limited scope so that it was understood by fans, players, the media, and Congress. The rollout was very misleading and inaccurate, which was everyone's fault. There is no merger, there is no deal. There is simply an agreement to get to an agreement and settle the agreements. So there it is. Have we been wrong about the merger all along? Or is Dunn simply talking around the issue in order to placate the lawmakers who called the hearing in the first place? We mention this because Senator Richard Blumenthal echoed what many golf fans probably thought upon hearing this news about the lack of a definitive merger, that the PGA Tour should still find a way to back out, with Blumenthal saying, so you still have the choice to stand up against sports washing, against the Saudi monarchy, against the hundreds of billions of dollars that the Saudis will throw at you and stand up for America. Maybe you're contractually bound to give it your best efforts to reach an agreement, but there is something that stinks about this path that you're on right now. The agreement has already started to hit legal roadblocks within the United States Justice Department. One major issue that has drawn their attention is the original crucial provision preventing the two organizations from recruiting the other's players, otherwise known as the no poaching provision. The DOJ struck this down, with former Federal Trade Commission Chairman William E. Kovacic saying that the original language fell right in the field of vision that the Department of Justice has staked out for its no poaching enforcement program. Kovacic added, they haven't had a great deal of success in their criminal cases yet, but they have said, as a matter of policy, we regard no poaching agreements as being a serious offense worthy of criminal prosecution. Lawyer Gerald Mottman Jr., the former president of the Chicago District Golf Association, described the dialogue between the two parties as being night and day different from the time of the announcement to present day. Mottman added, this was chapter 1 of a multi-chapter book, maybe the introduction. The other chapters need to be written, and then we need to read them in order to figure out what's going on. In a separate interview, Mottman went so far as to suggest, as Kovacic did previously, that the agreement might not even stand up to the scrutiny of the American judicial system, saying, those are sound bites that the Department of Justice would look at and say, is what occurred promoting competition, or is what occurred stifling competition insofar as an entity with a monopoly grip on the market has eliminated a competitor and solidified their grip on the market. A final concerning aspect of the framework agreement was raised by Henry Hauser, an antitrust lawyer at the firm Perkins Coie, who said that the part of the agreement that concerned the two organizations agreeing not to sue each other was at the very least a little surprising. Hauser added that it kind of shows a lack of confidence in their lawsuit or a lot of confidence in this agreement. All in all, we're not lawyers, but statements from folks who have been intimately involved in these types of issues for decades seem to suggest that although a framework agreement may be in place, the final deal is far from a certainty. The statements of the upcoming weeks and months will be of utmost importance to the future state of professional golf. So, what do you think about the recent updates around the LIV-PGA deal? Be sure to leave us a comment with what you think down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can watch our latest content updates as soon as they drop. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.